What was your creative process of putting together the record?
Lots of times in the studio, lots of playing on my MPC on the bus, while I'm doing tour, and just being creative, you know what I mean? Just building beats. It all came from me spazzing out and having a lot of beats lying around, so just finding time.
When you made the tracks, did you have the artist in mind already, or how did collaborations come about for all the tracks?
Kind of like my first single, Can a Drummer Get Some? It was created, and then like the next day after I made the beat, I just happened to be with Swiss Beats and Game. So it just, some stuff it was just like, maybe somebody was in town, maybe I had just done something for them, they were going to give me something back, trading a lot of favors.
Out of all those collaborations, which one would you say was your favorite or most memorable?
They were all good, It was cool, like when RZA came in to do Carry It, I thought he was just going to come in and rap or something, and he came in with a guitar,
nice.
Jamming guitar, so that was really cool and refreshing. Game's always a riot at the studio, you know what I mean? It's always a good time. Everyone really, man, everyone was so like cool in a different way, a different experience to have on the record. It was cool.
Nice.
So you have several different styles of hip-hop on the record. Was that intentional?
Kind of listen to it all, and I kind of not stuck to a genre, or like I just don't like the South, or I'm just not stuck on the West Coast. I like, come in contact with kind of like, different parts of rap, so I've always kind of just left it wide open, than specializing in like a genre of it,
Yeah. I heard some Public Enemy influences. Can you talk about what they mean to you?
Yeah, man, I mean, Public Enemy changed things back in the day, and I grew up on it, I grew up in the 80s, so it was like Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, all that stuff was a big influence.
Travis, just got a hold. You got a kind of marching band drumline intro on there. Was that a nod to Fontana High School?
Oh, for sure. I was definitely in marching band. My studio houses tons of marching snares, quints, and stuff. So I thought it'd be natural. Like a lot of the intros, outros you heard on the album, it was all like marching drums, and me just doing track after track after track. So I sound like an actual corps or drum line.
How involved were you with the process of writing lyrics, and what the actual, overall lyrical content of the album was?
Hooks, more so. Like, let's say like the Tech Nine Bun song, like that hook spawns from a remix I did with Slaughterhouse last year. So I just grabbed a piece of this verse and created a hook, so that can kind of like set the tone for what people might write about, in the verses. But as far as people's verses, no, I didn't have anything to do with anyone's verses. I had such great MCs and talent on there, and I kind of liked them for what they did. So I didn't really tell them like, write about this, but like I said, if the hook lent itself to a subject, matter or whatever, definitely.
What's been like the response from like the rock community? Like, I know obviously you come from Blink, rock about stuff like that. Like, has it been, has it been a positive response, or has it kind of been?
I don't know. Who would the rock community? How would I get a hold of them? How would they get a hold of me? I don't know. I know a lot of people might be like, they might look at the album and go, "Where's punk rock music on there?" or whatever. But I feel like I do so much of that with the other bands I'm already in. Like, why would I do that on my own? You know what I mean? It'd almost be disrespectful to Skinhead Rob or Tim from the Transplants or Mark and Tom from Blink. Like, I wouldn't do that, because that would be like me going on a solo venture where it's just like, yo, this isn't another genre. I'm not even trying to. You know what I mean?
Well, that's cool. You mean you brought in Corey Taylor and Slash and those guys too?
Yeah. There's rock on there. It's just in a different. It's Morello with Wu-Tang. They used to tour back in the day too, so it's not so unnatural or whatever. And then Corey Taylor, like, I've always loved Slipknot. Like, I've always been a fan of him. And he's a great musician. So that was my reason for having him on the record.